Will I treat you good?
She Wants Revenge. You guys, thanks again for taking the time out. Appreciate it. First time at the Penthouse?
Yes.
Yes.
First time at the Penthouse to play music.
To play music. But you've been here before?
I've been in the building before, but not the Penthouse. So technically first time at the Penthouse, yes.
Have you been in the elevator before?
I think I have been in the elevator before.
You guys know the story about the haunted elevator?
Don't know the story.
This is the haunted elevator that the Disneyland ride was modeled after, the Tower of Terror.
Really?
Where the little girl was murdered.
Steve Gutenberg movie.
Kirsten
Dunst.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Dunst.
Dunst is cooler though. She's cool.
Yeah.
They're both pretty cool. We play the songs in a very similar fashion every night after night at shows on the road. So to have the opportunity to change the tempos a bit, or like do it a little softer, a little harder, a little weirder, just to have the like push and pull of like the acoustic dynamic. It's fun. Also, you just get to like let the song shine more, and like people could really hear exactly what the song is like without focusing on a production style or a specific instrument or something.
Are there ways that is it become more difficult to get a small crowd like this during the day kind of engaged in the material? Are there ways that you guys have found works better than others?
We don't do too many things during the day, but when we do, a lot of these things tend to be radio station based, or before like a concert or something. So people that typically are at things like this are there to begin with because they like what we do. So I don't think we have to work any harder to get them like engaged in the music.
In terms of legacy, do you guys think about that at all, and what that word means to you in terms of your body of work?
Oh, for sure. I mean, if we can leave behind matches for the next generation, then we've done our job.
Wow. Where do I score the She Wants Revenge matchbook?
There you go, dude.
Oh, dude, this is incredible.
It is.
You can only find those
Yeah?
in the bathroom at our studio.
Really?
That's the only place.
We don't use the bathroom, but if people do, we have matches just in case.
I love it. So what's the
Legacy. Serious?
Yeah, I want to be serious about this.
Totally not up to us. We just like make music that work to like please us first, that hopefully will find its audience, and I would not venture to guess, but part of me feels like coming out as a band in the age of like everybody thinking they're a food critic, everybody thinking that their photography needs to be published, everybody feeling like their review is valid. Mm-hmm. I mean, I think that there's something empowering about that phase of the internet and like the level playing field of like everybody commenting and everybody being a blogger or a critic. But at the same time, I think that once that dies down, and once like sort of that like echo chamber of like critique dies down, I think that like down the line, time will be more kind to us than certain elements of the internet sort of criticism, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. So I don't think that we have some like vast legacy, but I think that our music will hold up in a certain way. Sure.
Are you sensitive at all? Are you the guys that read reviews and
forget this man.
Oh. My heart stopped there for a second because I had never had
We're
that
that
happen.
sensitive. If you ask if we're sensitive, and we storm off.
In the beginning, I read reviews and I got angry, and then
Okay.
I stopped reading reviews, and then people send me reviews, but I never seek them out. I never search around for reviews on my own ever, because I just don't care. I care when kids write to us and say, hey, I really love your music, or I really don't like this song. Like, that's valid. Like,
Right.
But like, I don't, and there's some great rock journalism and criticism, but I don't really care. I mean, it'd be nice if people like absolutely loved what you did, and like,
So nothing. You guys don't need any kind of validation in terms of winning a Grammy or things like that you strive for. Is that doesn't play?
I think the validation just comes from the people that support us and the people that come to the shows and the people that buy the music or download the music for free. That's like Justin said, when somebody sends us an email or we bump into somebody at a show and they go, you know what, I was going through something really bad and I thought about maybe taking my own life, and I listened to your record and I didn't, and that's a true story. That alone is validation. Or some kid who goes, I didn't know what I wanted to do in life, and I heard like one of your songs, and then I got into playing guitar. Now I have a band, or like things like that. Those are the things that like, you know, it's the kids that enjoy what we do that validate it. It's not to say that we make it for them, you know, like Justin said, again, we make it for ourselves, but it's definitely cool when kids love what we do, and then it's also cool when we're validated by like the bands that we grew up listening to that influenced us, and validated by them in ways like how we've been invited to go on tour with Depeche Mode and Echo and the Bunnymen, and we did shows with Echo and the Bunnymen, Psychedelic Furs, and Dave Gahan singing Justin's lyrics over a Depeche Mode song at their shows. Like, that's also a cool validation in another way. But you know, the bottom line is we make music for ourselves, and there's people out there that like it.
But we would definitely, I mean, we'd be lying if we said that we don't care what other people think. I mean, if you don't care what other people think, you make music in your bedroom and you never like release it to people. If you put out records, you're putting it out there for yourself, but not just like saying, look at me. You're like, you're putting it out there for people to hear to a certain degree. So I think that we would be lying. I mean, as human beings, you care what other people think. So if somebody says you guys are brilliant, it feels good. And if somebody says you guys completely suck, that only feels as bad as the source that the criticism is coming from.
Sure.
But yeah, I mean, of course, we're not like immune to that kind of thing and bulletproof, but we don't like do it all for validation or something. And the things you talk about, like the Grammys, like that's just something that's so far removed from reality. Unless you're like the Black Eyed Peas, or every once in a blue moon something special happens, like the Arcade Fire ones.
Yeah.
That's because like it was a great album and it sold a lot. I mean, if an album sold 10,000 copies and it was just as good, would it get a Grammy? No. So it sort of sucks that it has to sell a certain amount to even qualify.
So I see you made some tea. Do you have? Is that part of your pre-gig ritual, or is that something that you do prior to every show?
We played our record release party last night at the Roxy, and I threw my voice out, and now I have to go sing some acoustic songs. And so I'm talking during an interview, losing my voice.
Okay, well we won't keep you any longer. I don't want to feel responsible for this.
It's all your fault. It is all your fault.
We're all big fans of you guys. We look forward to hearing you set tonight.
We're fans of the station, and thank you for the support.
Yeah,
we're gonna go tear it up right now.
Always. Thanks, She Wants Revenge, and thanks for the matches.
Right on, dude.
Will I treat you good?